Mangala Sutta. For the English people, third page, the second verse. Asevanacha balanam panditanam cha sevana pujacha pujaniyanam etam mangalamuttamam. This Mangala Sutta is the teaching of Buddha for the householders with all the various responsibilities, the problems, the difficulties, the hindrances. In spite of all these, how one can practice Dhamma, step by step one can move and ultimately reach the final goal in spite of one being an householder with all the hindrances. A very important factor for the householder to successfully walk on the path of Dhamma is to be careful what sort of company is around. If he lives in a company with such people who are all involved in anti-Dhamma activities, have no sila, the whole life is full of impurity, the mind is full of impurity, all their actions, bodily, vocal or mental, are full of impurities, and one keeps on remaining with them, living with them, then naturally he will also be sucked to all those evils, vices. So one should abstain the company of such people, and then must have company of good people who are on the path of Dhamma. This is called asevana cha balanam panditanam cha sevana. And then one must have a feeling of respect towards those who are worthy of being given respect. People of good qualities. Unless you have a feeling of respect towards such people, you can't generate respect for good qualities. To develop respect for good qualities, you must have respect for people who are having those such good qualities. So that is puja cha pujaniyami etang mangalamuttamam. This is a very good beatitude for the household. Pati rupa desa vasu che pubbhe che katapunyata tatta samma panidhi che etam mangalamuttamam. Pati rupa desa vasu che, a very important beatitude, a blessing. If a householder fortunately gets an appropriate country to live, a country where there are no hindrances in living a life of Dhamma. If one gets birth and lives in the part of the world where it is totally impossible for one to live a good Dhamma life, then certainly one is very unfortunate, it is not a blessing for him. Like for example, someone is born somewhere in the North Pole, living with the Eskimos. You have nothing to eat except kill the fishes or kill some animal and eat. The base itself is such that one cannot come out of there and cannot develop Dhamma. Or someone is born in a country where the authorities, the rulers, are not in very much favorable for Dhamma life. A country which is not favorable for us to live a Dhamma life certainly is not a good country for us to live the life of Dhamma. So it will be a good blessing if one gets a country, a place on the earth to live where it is easy, there are no obstacles at least no natural obstacles or governmental obstacles to practice Dhamma. That is pati rupa desavasoche. And then pubbe che kata punyata. And then, even though you get a very suitable place to live, where you can practice Dhamma without any hindrance, yet, if you have no merits of the past, you have done nothing good in the past, then you won't come in contact with Dhamma. Dhamma is there, is available in this country, and yet you won't come in contact because you got no merits of the past. Like a thirsty, blind person will walk near the bank of the river, and yet he won't know there is a river, and he will remain thirsty. A very poor person in need of money, but blind, walking near a big treasure lying somewhere on the right side of the road, you can't get it because he's blind, you just walk away. So although you are in a place where Dhamma is available, but if you have got no merits of the past, it is not a beatitude for you. So this is another important thing, that you must have merits of the past, good wholesome deeds of the past, which will bring you near Dhamma. And atta samma kvaniti. And then, with these good situations, you are in a proper place, and because of your old karmis and merits, you come in contact with Dhamma. And still, if you don't do anything to be the master of your own mind, you can't practice Dhamma. So this another important thing. Having come in contact with Dhamma, you start controlling your mind. Be the master of your mind. All attention must be towards your own self to develop the mastery of the mind.
Bahu satchancha sippancha vinayucha susikkhitu subhasita chaya vacha etang mangalamuttamam.
Now, as a householder, it is absolutely essential for a householder that one must work hard and work honestly to earn money for one's own livelihood and also for those who are depending on him. If someone renounces the householder's life, becomes a monk or a nun, then absolutely not necessary for this person to work and earn money. If a monk or nun starts working to earn money in one way or the other, then all the blessings and beatitudes are absent for this person. In the same way, a householder becomes so idle, full of lethargy, doesn't want to work, doesn't want to earn anything, and tries to depend on others, then this is making the householder far away from his, her beatitudes, blessings. One has to work. Work hard, work honestly to earn. And to work hard, work honestly, one has to learn certain arts, one has to get some education, and that is why it is said, Bahu satchancha sippancha. You must have good learning, good education, and some craft, handicraft, something by which you can earn money honestly. That is a good beatitude for a householder. But then another danger. There are many dangers for the householder. On the one hand, step by step, a householder also has to reach the final goal. On the other hand, he or she keeps on facing many hindrances on the way. One big hindrance, when you earn money, and for earning money, you have high education, you have learned some art, some craft, then the ego starts getting built up. Oh, look, I'm a special person more than others. You start building ego because of that. And when you start building ego, then you are moving in the opposite direction of the goal of final liberation. It becomes a very big hindrance for you. Therefore, when you earn money with all the arts and crafts and education that you have, it should be without ego and vinayuche susekhito. You must learn. You must learn how to remain very polite, not full of ego. You must learn living the life of humbleness, not ego. You have to learn that. Vinayuche susekhito. And subhasita chaya vacha. With ego, when you develop ego, out of ego you don't know how you are talking. You use very harsh words with the people, out of ego, out of the pride that you have. All your words that you use are not proper. They are so biting, it hurts other beings. So this is not the purity of your vocal action, and that is very important for your real beatitude. So one has to learn that also. Subhasita chaya vacha. Your speech must be good, pure, wholesome. That is very important. That becomes a blessing for you, a beatitude for you.
Ata pitu upathanam puttadaras sasangahu anakula chakamanta etam mangalamuttamam. A householder, having had good education, highly literate, educated, and having some craft, art, by which he starts making money. But he makes money and then forgets all about his responsibilities as a householder. Out of ego, he just wants to enjoy all his earning only for himself. Even forgets the parents who are not only given birth, but who have reared him from childhood, looked after him so much. And now when they are old, and there is nobody to look after them, and a householder, out of his madness, does not care for the parents. Whatever money I earn only for myself. There cannot be any beatitude for such a householder. A very important responsibility of a householder. One earns money not only for oneself, but very important, the aged, old parents who are not now in a position to earn money, then one must earn money and take care of the comforts of these parents. And that is why it is said, Mata Pitu Upathanam. And then a householder earns money and out of madness uses all that money for his own pleasures, going to different vices, and does not care even those who are depending on him, the children, the wife, or if wife is earning, then children. Doesn't care for anybody in the house. Whatever earns, he just uses it for his own amusement, pleasures. Then there can't be any beatitude for such a householder. Another important responsibility, you have to look after those who are depending on you. Puttadaras sasangahu. And then anakula chakammanta. Your means of livelihood should be such which do not make your mind agitated. If you have got a right livelihood, the livelihood which does not disturb the peace and harmony of other beings, which does not harm other beings, then it is perfectly all right, it will be peaceful for you. But if your livelihood is such that the money that you get comes in a way which harms and hurts so many beings. You are harming so many beings. Of course money is coming. Such person will have lot of luxurious things accumulated in his house, in her house, but no peace. There can't be any peace. The mind will always remain agitated, unhappy, misery, because you are making others miserable. You are making others unhappy. That is why anakula chakamanta. The livelihood must be very pure, very good, which does not harm other beings. One has to earn money as a householder, very important responsibility, but without harming other beings. Danam cha dhammacharya cha, danam cha dhammacharya cha, nyatakanam cha sangahu, anavarjani kammani, ekam mangalamuttamam. So, danam cha dhammacharya cha, a householder having worked hard and earned a lot of money, and yes, also looks after the parents, looks after those who are depending on him or her, good. But then again, he remains self-centered. If someone is so self-centered that one does not care even those who are depending on him, then one becomes so narrow, becomes a bundle of misery. Well, one has started looking after those who are depending and the parents, little better. But still, the nature of ego-centeredness is there. Only my wife, my husband, my children, or my father, my brother, my mother, that's all. One keeps on rotating in this small circle only. Then whatever money that one earns, will bring this self-centered ego. For the householder, so long as one keeps on developing, strengthening the ego, one is not going on the path of liberation. Very important to dissolve this ego. Money is coming. However, in an honest way and hard-working way, you are earning money, nothing wrong. As a householder, you earn money, but not to build the ego. If every effort that you make brings a lot of money to you, and with this money, you feel so happy, so pleased, and you just keep on building your ego with that, it is dangerous. That is why for a household it is absolutely essential that whatever you earn, a portion of this must be used for the good and benefit of others. That is dana. Very important. If somebody is earning so little that hardly one is able to look after oneself and look after those who are depending on him or her, still, although the earning is so little, still, even a small portion of that must be taken out for the good of others. What you give, if you give very little money as donation, nothing wrong, because your earning is so little. Even a small portion you are giving. When you give small portion for the others, then your ego starts getting dissolved. Oh, I am earning, I am working hard to earn money, not merely for myself and those who are depending on me. I am also earning, I am also working hard to earn money for others. And if one starts getting lot of profits, lot of incomes, then if really one has to get the ego dissolved, of course one has to be very practical. An enlightened person does not want anyone to go to the extremes, middle path. If one earns too much, then one must look after oneself and those who are depending, the parents, very properly, because you are earning now more money. They must be very well looked after, comfortably. And then one should be very practical. If money is needed, a certain amount of earning is needed for the capital by which he is doing his trade, then yes, certain portion of the earning has to be used as a means to earn money more. And then certain portion of the income, being a practical householder, has also to be kept for the security of the future. Something might happen. So some portion of the earning, if the earning is much, then some portion of it must also be kept for the security of the future. But still, if the earning is more, then the rest of it should go for the good of others, for the benefit of others. If someone who earns lot of money and thinks that I give a small portion, a little portion of dana, because enlightened person, a Buddha says you give dana, given dana, even a small portion. Even an Atmindaka gives one handful of the soil, and he gets the same merit. Then why give more money? I get the same merit. I get the same merit whether I give more or less. Quantity doesn't have any meaning. Amount does not have any meaning. Volition is more important. Oh no. That means your volition is to keep the major portion with you and give only very little for the others. Again you are building your ego. One has to be very careful in Dhamma. As a householder, when you earn money, if it is less, then yes, a small percentage. If you earn more, there will be all these precautions for future. More percentage should go for the good and benefit of the others. Then you are dissolving your ego. That is done. And when you start dissolving your ego, naturally, Dhammacharya. As money comes with the blindness of this ego, then all the money that comes will take you to the wrong path. Now you want to make use of all this money just for your own pleasure, and those pleasures will be all anti-Dhamma. You will go for all kinds of intoxications, all kinds of vices will come in the life, because you are not using it for the benefit of others, you are not dissolving your ego. Very important. By dana, the ego gets dissolved, and then naturally the life starts Dhammacharya. You live the life of Dhamma. A very good building is made. And then again, Yatakanancha Sangaho. Many a times, although one earns lot and donates lot of money, but has not understood Dhamma properly, even this donation, this dana, is only to build the ego. Well, look, I give so much donation for this purpose, for that purpose, and one remains blind to those very near relatives around who are suffering by some reason or the other. They have nothing, and you are not considerate towards them. Then you have not understood Dhamma properly. Like someone says that I have got love for all beings of the world. May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy. But has no love for those who are around you. Then all this may all beings be happy, love for everyone is just sham, meaningless. So when you want to help others with your earnings and you forget those who are around you, people who are very closely related to you, you don't take care of them, then no, again, you not understood Dhamma well. That is why Jnatakanancha Sangaho. And Anavajjani Kammani. Now, because you have to walk on the path of Dhamma, you have to be very careful that every action of yours, physical or local, must be pure, otherwise you can't reach the final goal of liberation. Anvajjani Kammani, those actions which are prohibited, which are harmful to you, therefore you are not supposed to do them, like killing or stealing or sexual misconduct, speaking lies, etc. One has to observe all these silas very scrupulously, then only one can move further to the final goal of liberation as a householder. That is Anvajjani Kammani. And then it becomes a good beatitude for you. Arati virati papa majjapana cha sanyamo appamadu cha dhammesu etam mangalam uttamam. Now arati virati papa, with all this good foundation, now one starts keeping oneself away from all the unwholesome activities at the vocal level, unwholesome activities at the physical level, and so also unwholesome activities at the mental level. Then only one will progress and reach the goal of final liberation. So you have to be away from all kinds of evil things, both at the physical, vocal, and so also at the mental level. Arati, virati, papa. That means with the base of Sila, now you start controlling your mind. Try to develop mastery of your mind. And to develop the mastery of the mind, again he gives one more warning, a very strong warning. Sometimes, just for the sake of argument, justify their wrong actions. Some of the students keep coming to me that look, in the Eightfold Noble Path, Buddha says, Samma vacho, samma kammanta. Samma kammanta, physical actions which are evil, one should abstain. And there he does not talk anything about these drugs or intoxications. Oh, to find a way out. The drugs and intoxications, they are allowed. Oh no. One can never progress on the path of Dhamma if one keeps on taking these intoxications. Can never. That is why special emphasis he gives once again. Once again he gives a very special emphasis. Majjapana cha sanyamo. One tries to develop the mastery over the mind, purification of the mind. One wants to get out of all the evils and keeps on using intoxications. A totally mad person is not understood Dhamma, can never progress in Dhamma. That is why a special warning, a special advice is given, Majjapana cha sanyamo. Although all about Shila has been said before, but still he gives specially, Majjapana cha sanyamo. If you really want to progress on the path of Dhamma, no intoxication at all. That is Majjapana cha sanyamo. And then the work starts properly. Appamadu cha dhammesu. Appamadu. Aware. You are constantly aware. Now you start the proper work of not only developing the mastery of the mind, but proper work to purify the mind. You are aware of all the dhammas that arise in the mind. You started practicing your meditation. You are aware of the reality within the framework of the body. Appamadu cha dhammesu. You are aware about the dhamma, whatever arises in the mind. Garavu cha nivato cha santutti cha katanyuta kalene dhammasavanam etam mangalam uttamam. Now what is this Garavu cha nivato cha santutti cha katanyuta? Another danger comes, which we keep on seeing with the students, householders. They have started walking on the path of Dhamma, living the life of Sila, also giving dana, and also started working with awareness of respiration, awareness of sensation. Well, started meditating. With the meditation, one gains even little bit. Again a danger comes. Very important. One must always remain very alert. A danger comes, a ego starts getting built up that I am a meditator.
I live a life of Shiva. So these people, so many fellows, they don't live the life of Shiva. I never take intoxication. If these people take intoxication, I give so much charity, others are not giving. I am practicing anapana, I am aware, I am this, I am that. Again, a madness will come. Every step one has to be careful not to allow this madness of ego to overpower oneself. And that is why this warning, Garavu, Garavu, Chanivatu che. You must be always respectful to others. Never be arrogant. Never be arrogant. If in your dealings you are arrogant, then you have not learned Dhamma. Many times an old student says that now I want to give a service, a Dhamma service. Good. This is a meritorious job to give Dhamma service. But there is no trace of compassion or love. Giving this Dhamma service, one is developing more and more ego. More and more ego. So much of arrogance in the dealing with the people. Oh, these new students, they are so mad. Look, they keep on chattering here and there. They don't understand the rules. They are not in discipline. Oh, have love, have compassion. Don't develop your ego. Understand, if you are more and more respectful and more humble, then you are giving a good example to others also to develop. And more you are full of ego and full of hatred and arrogance. You are making these people who come to Dhamma, you are making them drive away, you are driving them away. One has to be very careful. Garvu. Garvu che, nivatu che. And then santutti, sakatanyuta, santutti. Now I am a good Dhamma worker. I must have a special position. I must have some speciality. In the food also, I must get some special food. For residence also, I must have a special residence. I must have this position. I must have this position. All this craving starts again. Not that type, but some other type craving. A special position, a special facility. Oh no, you are again building up your ego, building up your ego. Santutti, those who have come for meditation as new persons, new students, may they get more and more facility. For me it doesn't matter. Even if whatever small remnant is left, I am happy with that, I am contented with that. Even the residence quarters is not so very suitable, doesn't matter, I am contented with that. Always looking for the good of others, for the benefit of others with love and compassion, and remaining contented with whatever one gets. That is santutti. Even in the field of Dhamma, you start with santutti. Otherwise, if you keep on craving, you can't progress. But even in the field of Dhamma, while you are serving others, then also, whatever you get facilities, santutti, santutti, santutti. And another important thing, katanyuta, very important thing, feeling of gratitude. One learns meditation, one learns concentration, one starts observing sensation, one starts getting a free flow, or so many other things which makes him only build up the ego, and one starts reading scriptures and Buddha's words, now I understand so well, and starts developing arrogance towards those who had given Dhamma, who had given a right path. No feeling of gratitude. I know much more. Good. This person gave me the first step, but now I reached so high. He is only a teacher of first step. I am now at so high level. Then no one can never progress. Anything one gets from anybody which is really beneficial, then katanyuta, very important quality of a Dhamma person. These two qualities Buddha said are very rare. Developing the feeling of gratitude and also the quality of serving others without expecting anything in return. So these two qualities, so important qualities, that's why it is put here amongst these qualities which give you good beatitude. Katanyuta, katanyuta. Santutti cha katanyuta kale dhamma savanam.
a householder who has started walking on the path of Dhamma and also started practicing a little bit of meditation and also has read some scriptures. Now again he may develop an ego. I know everything now. What is the use of going and wasting my time to listen Dhamma talk from somebody who is giving a talk on Dhamma? Not necessary for me. I know much more than this person. That kind of arrogance will become a big barrier. The same Dhamma talk, if you listen properly, in a humble way, you will find that you are getting more deeper meanings, That is why from time to time you have to keep on listening to Dhamma talk. Although it is the first step, Sotapanya, this understanding you are having only by listening to Dhamma talk, but still you have to keep on continuing, although you are going on the second step and the third step, the Chintana Panya and the Bhavana Panya, still this is not to be altogether forgotten. From time to time, this Sutanyana, Sutapanya should continue, and that is why Kalena Dhamma Savanam, from time to time, listen about Dhamma, listen Dhamma talks. Etam Mangalam Uttamam, this is really your Mangal. Khanti Jasu Vachasatta Samana Ananjadasanam Kare Dhamma Sakacha Etam Mangalam Uttamam. Khanti Jasu Vachasatta. Now, walking on the path of Dhamma, quite possible that on the one hand one is developing all the feeling of khanti, that is tolerance. Unless one is developing the feeling of this quality of tolerance, one is certainly not developing in Dhamma. You are not disturbing anybody in meditation or anywhere, but you find somebody is doing something which disturbs you, somebody is very arrogant to you. You are not arrogant, you learn not to remain arrogant, because this is what Buddha says for our Mangala. It is necessary, we are not arrogant. If somebody is arrogant, you are full of gratitude, but somebody does not have any gratitude for you, then don't expect all this gratitude from others. Don't expect a good behavior from others. If somebody is not behaving well, you should not generate any kind of negativity towards this person, otherwise you can't develop in Dhamma. On your part, you are doing nothing which will hurt or harm others. But if somebody is not behaving properly and has not understood Dhamma or not developed in Dhamma, and his behavior is such which is not according to Dhamma, then khanti, tolerance. You have to develop your own paramis. Each individual has to develop one's own paramis. You keep on finding fault with others. Who is so bad. What you will gain by all that? Only you will develop negativity. Have compassion for such persons who do not know how to behave properly in the path of Dhamma. But on your part, khanti, tolerance. And that is khanti jasu vachasatta. Again, many occasions you are placed in a situation where certain responsibility is given to somebody, and that somebody has to manage some Dhamma things. And you start feeling, but why this important position is given to this person? And you don't listen to him. And you are all the time not obeying to whatever is being told. Again, out of arrogance, out of ego. Oh no, I am here to serve, to work. If it is for the good of others, I obey to whatever is said. I work whatever is asked by me to be worked. And that is so vachasatta. You obey the orders of your superiors on the path of Dhamma for your own good, so that you can develop on the path of Dhamma. And then again, samananam chadasanam, from time to time, you have to meet such saintly people who have taken out impurities from their mind, whoever this person may be. If you keep on meeting this person from time to time, not just to see his outward appearance,
But whenever you see such a person, you observe only Dhamma, so that you get inspiration to develop that very Dhamma in you. Whenever you see a samana who is living a real good Dhamma life, you are seeing him, you are meeting him to develop Dhamma in you, get inspiration and develop Dhamma. For that, samana nancha dassana, from time to time, you should go and meet a samana, a monk who is pure-hearted, or a household who is pure-hearted. You must keep on meeting from time to time for your own benefit, for your own mangala. And then kalena dhamma sakacha, practicing Dhamma, listening Dhamma, trying to understand Dhamma at intellectual level, quite possible. From time to time you may have doubts in your mind. What is being said? This does not look like rational, this does not look like logical. So either you suppress this desire to get it clarified, you don't talk, you don't ask questions, just suppress it, it won't help you. If some doubt has come, have it clarified as early as possible. Or if you discuss or you ask questions, you ask in such an arrogant way that you are not at the receiving end, you try to be at the giving end. I know much better what you are talking. Then you can't get anything. If you have to get something from somebody, you must be at the receiving end, not at the giving end. Now you come here to receive something. Arrogance won't help. So you have to ask, talk Dhamma, discuss Dhamma in a very proper way. You are at the receiving end. Somebody is giving Dhamma with all the love and the compassion. A thirsty person comes, he wants water to quench his thirst. Somebody is giving water, and you don't keep your hand like a cup. You keep your hand like this, all the water falls down, you won't get it. You keep it like a cup, and the Dhamma is being given. Yes, you can enjoy this water, you can take this water. So, both are important. Neither suppress whenever a thought comes that whatever is said is confusing, it's not very clear to me. Have it clarified, but in a proper way. In a proper way. That is, have discussions about Dhamma so that at the mental level, all those things, at the intellectual level, all those things are clarified to you and you don't remain in confusion. That is kalena dhamma sakacha, from time to time, from time to time. Tapu cha brahmacharyan cha arya satchana dassanam nibbana satchikiriya cha etam mangalam tamam. Now, tapu cha brahmacharyan cha. Tapu, one is to make efforts. Especially in this country here, this word tapa has taken a very wrong meaning. Different kinds of penances are taken to be tapa, torturing the body in this way or that way, by severe fasting or this or that, and that is taken as tapa. But one with this base, all this base as a householder, having understood Dhamma properly, having discussed Dhamma, whenever doubt comes, has clarified Dhamma, living properly a life where all these gross impurities are going away, you are not behaving with others in a wrong way, then you are fit to practice Dhamma, practice meditation. You started practice meditation earlier, but now the practice that you will do, this tapa, that means proper efforts, in the proper way, ardent. Now you are properly making all efforts, and the type of efforts, atapi sampajanu satima. The only effort, which is the right effort, is to remain aware, equanimous, aware, You are doing real tapa now, not penouncing, real tapa. And when you start doing this real tapa, aware, equanimous, aware, equanimous, you are becoming atapi, sampajanu, satima, atapi, sampajanu, satima. Layers after layers of impurities are going away, passing away. Then you reach a stage where the mind is becoming so pure that you won't have to make any efforts to live a life of morality. When you started the work, the Shila, with all the restraint,
You were trying to live a life of Sila. Now it becomes a nature of the life. This is the nature, the characteristic. A Brahma lives in a pure life. A Brahma lives with love, compassion, equanimity, sympathetic joy. So then the life becomes Brahmacharan, the life of a Brahma. Tapocha Brahmacharya. And another important meaning of this Brahmacharya, live the life of a Brahma. In the life of Brahma, there is complete celibacy. However sex maniac one may be, having come on the path and working on the path properly, layers after layers of this mad passion starts going away. Even though one is a householder, the aim is to reach the stage when one starts living the life of celibacy so easily, naturally. Naturally one lives the life of celibacy and enjoys that life, not with the suppression. That is Brahmacharya. Your thought or your efforts on the path of Dhamma to purify yourself with equanimity and awareness should lead you to the stage where you live the life of celibacy so easily. In a perfect celibacy life, even though you are married, husband and wife, both meditators, reach the stage where celibacy becomes just a nature. Very important. Tapocha Brahmacharya Ariya Satchana Dasanam. You are making yourself ready to develop higher stages, and those higher stages cannot be attained unless you have observed the reality, all these four realities, unless they have become noble realities for you. The dukkha, you have now learned how to observe dukkha. The cause of dukkha, you learn how to observe objectively, not trying to push out. You are getting established in Dhamma at deep level of your mind. All the four truths become noble truths for you, and you reach the stage where Nibbana Satchikiriyache. You experience Nibbana, you observe the stage of Nibbana beyond the sensual field, beyond the field of mind and matter. Look how with this base, making the base good as a householder, there are so many difficulties, so many hindrances. In spite of all those hindrances, in spite of so many things which will only make you develop your ego, make your ego stronger, and yet you are so cautious, keep on dissolving the ego, and you are progressing, you reach a stage where you witness Nibbana Satchikiriyache. Etang Mangala Sutta. A high Mangal for you, a very good beatitude for you. जब पुट्ठस्सलोकधम्मे हि चित्तं यस्सन कंपति अशोकं विरजं क्षेमं एतं मंगलमुत्तमम्. Practicing Dhamma properly, with that proper base, with the good foundation, you keep on progressing, with all the right efforts, awareness, equanimity, eradicating all the impurities coming out of all the madness of sex and passion. You observe Nibbana. And when you observe Nibbana, then this stage comes. The stage comes, Puttasadukadhammehi Chittan Yassana Kampati, coming in contact with all the vicissitudes of the life. Not that when you experience Nibbana, after that no vicissitudes will come in the life. Ups and downs are bound to come even if you experience Nibbana. And when these ups and downs are coming, the equanimity is so established deep inside that in every action of yours in outside world is full of equanimity. You don't lose the equanimity of your mind, the balance of your mind. Asukam, you don't start crying now. That period of crying is gone now, totally gone. Such a person, fully established in panya and equanimity, never cries. Asukam, virajan, you don't generate a new impurity. You know now what these impurities are and how much misery they bring. You are so cautious, won't have a new misery to be developed. No new sankhara which will bring misery. So, Asokam, Virajan and Khemam, fully established in full security. There is no other security Dhamma is the only security. And now you are getting established in Dhamma. No feeling of insecurity. Such a person will never have a feeling of insecurity. What will happen tomorrow? Everything good will happen tomorrow. I am established in Dhamma. I am living the life of equanimity. I am living the life of panya. And that is how the highest beatitude. You start from there and move step by step, even though you are a householder. But move properly. You are bound to reach the stage where you are getting the real beatitude, the highest beatitude. All these are beatitudes for a householder. Somebody who has worked hard in Dhamma, practiced Dhamma properly, step by step, in spite of all these hindrances, have been working properly, and has reached the stage where he is established in panya, established in equanimity. Then, etadisani katvane, this word, Buddha always gives emphasis to the practical aspect of Dhamma, otherwise he is not a Buddha. If Buddha only talks about sermons which people should accept at the emotional or devotional level, or accept at the intellectual level alone, then that work was being done even when Buddha is not a Buddha. Those things were there. When somebody becomes a Buddha, then it says practice, apply it in life. So this kattvane, etadisani kattvane, you have to practice like this. When you practice like this, all these Mangala Dhammas, then sabbatha maparajita, then you reach a stage. Because you are not playing an intellectual game, you are not playing an emotional or devotional game, you have worked in Dhamma. You reach a stage where you are aparajita. Nobody can defeat you. No defeat in your life now. You are ever victorious. Ever victorious. One has won the battle inside. One has become victorious over the mind. Is victorious throughout the universe. Nobody can defeat him. One might have become victorious outside in the world, defeated everyone outside in the world, but remains defeated with the impurities of his own mind. Remains defeated the whole life. The victory is victory inside. When you are victorious over your own impurities, then you are real victorious. Nobody can defeat you. No situation can defeat you. All the time you are aparajita. Sabbatha. Everywhere you are aparajita. You are always victorious. Nobody can defeat you. Sabbatha sothing gachanti. Now whatever you do, because you are so established in Dhamma, whatever you do, whatever step you take, it is a step of your welfare. Sothi. It is for your good. It is for your welfare. And not only for your good and your welfare. It is sothi for all. Good for you, good for others. Welfare for you, welfare for others. And like this, sabbatha sothi gachanti. Now his life is full of welfare. Full of welfare. This is Dhamma, Mangala Dhamma. Good. One may keep on reciting thousands of verses. If one recites just one verse and understands it properly and works according to it, this is much more better than keep on reciting thousands upon thousands of suttas with having all the deep respect and feeling of gratitude towards Gautama the Buddha. One takes refuge in the triple gems. One takes the 5 precepts. One offers respect to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, properly understanding Buddhas of the past, Buddhas of the future, Buddha of the present, the saints of the future, of the past, of the present. And then practices at least even one sutta. Even this Mangala Sutta, it is enough. That is why we stop here. Get established at least in one sutta, this Mangala Sutta, and you have your Mangala all the time. All the time Mangala. We all get established in Dhamma and really have your Mangala, the real welfare, the real beatitude. Sarva Mangalam Bhavat Sarva Mangalam Bhavat Sarva Mangalam. Take rest, take rest, take rest.